What's going on, guys? It's your boy Breeze coming back at you today with a new NBA 2K16 tip. Today, guys, I'm going to be bringing you a 3-point guide showing you how to put yourself into position to give yourself the best chance to making a 3 nearly every single time. Now, obviously, guys, you're not going to make every single shot you put up, but this guide is going to be showing you how to put yourself in the best possible position to possibly make every single shot, as you'll see in this video. So, getting right into it, guys, as you can see, we're going to be starting out in the Pro-Am, and then later on in the video I will show off a little My Park gameplay, but obviously making threes in the My Park is a lot easier, so that's why this video is going to revolve more around Pro-Am. And of course, Pro-Am is on Superstar Simulation, so if you can knock down most of your threes in the Pro-Am, you could be lights out in pretty much every other game mode in the game. So let's jump right into it, guys. As you can see, right away, you've probably noticed that most of our threes so far have came from the corner. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't take threes from the wing or top of the key, but if you target the corner for most of your threes, you're gonna make most of your shots. But there's also a lot of other factors that play into it. So as you can see right here, we're running a stretch 5, and what I'm doing really is I'm making myself seem like a threat on every possession, and if I'm not respected, I'll make them respect me by doing my thing down low, which will eventually force them to bring help D and open up shooters. Now, obviously in Play Now, my team, you're not necessarily going to be able to run this exact stretch 5 scheme, but as long as you got at least 4 guys stretching the floor on the 3-point line, and you got a strong inside game to run an inside-out game plan, this pretty much works the exact same way across any game mode. Now, lastly, right before we really get into breaking down this footage, I just want to say make sure you're paying attention not only to the clips and the gameplay and how we're setting up these threes, but you're also paying attention to what I'm saying, because I'm going to be spewing out a lot of very important info throughout this video. So make sure you're paying attention to both, watch this video over a couple times, and you should be ready to knock down most of your threes. Now, as you're going to see right here in this first game, Dom, or Kingdom TW, dropped 45 points on 11 of 11 from 3. Now, this is something that he's done multiple times throughout this year, where he shot 10 plus threes without missing a shot, and we're going to basically be showing you guys how you can do that, not only from the corner but from the wing as well in this video. Now, for most of this, I'm going to be showing my teammates knocking down threes, simply because they're the ones taking most of the shots. I rarely shoot, but when I do, the main tip I can give you guys is, if you're shooting with your inside, is to make sure you're not only wide open, but your feet are completely set. Do not pull up the same way you would pull up with an outside. You need to make sure your feet are set and you're wide open, and that you're using a smooth, quick release like LaMarcus Aldridge to give you confidence that you can get the shot off not only in time, but it's smooth enough to where you feel like you can knock it down every single time. Now, the last pointer I can give you guys to shooting with your inside guard is to make sure that when you shoot, you've already made a couple shots inside. So if you got like 1 ring or 2 rings of hot, just know that 1 ring of hot is +5 to your shooting attributes, and 2 rings will give you a +10. So what you're going to notice right here in this gameplay is you're going to notice Chaz knocking down a lot of threes from the wing in this particular game right here. Now, the past 2 threes you saw were corner threes. We're going to be getting into corner threes in a bit, but this game I want to talk about wing threes and top of the key threes. Now, the reason why I slow motion that clip is so you could see the distance of the defender from Chaz. So let's run that back and we're going to break it down. Now, what I want you guys to notice is the distance between the defender and Chaz. And what you're going to notice is that right here, Chaz is pulling up and the defender is on his way out to Chaz. And you'll notice there's about a 10-foot distance. By the time Chaz releases it, the defender is there. Now, that is not going to count as a vicinity shot. Now, you might be wondering like what I mean by a vicinity shot and why I'm even pointing that out, because it's very important. What you guys need to understand is, from anywhere on the floor, the distance between you and the defender is always calculated. Therefore, the game knows if a defender is near you, whether he's to the side of you, behind you, in front of you, and that affects your chances of making the shot. So with that being said, the corner three, very high percentage, goes in way more than the wing and top of the key when wide open. Now, let's say there's a defender near you. If there's a defender anywhere near you, like within like 5 to 10 feet on the wing, you probably will miss and you probably will brick, especially in the Pro-Am, higher seeds in my team and higher seeds in Play Now, Superstar, Hall of Fame difficulty, especially on simulation sliders. Most of the time you will be missing from the wing, top of the key, or even corner if there's a defender anywhere near you. Now, the corner, you can get away with taking tighter shots, but you need to make sure you have Deadeye and corner specialist. Now, in these clips, I'm slowing down right here. Notice how in that first clip I slowed down, Chaz was wide open, so he made sure to take his time, make sure his feet were set, then pull it up. Then on that second shot, he made sure his feet were set just enough. Even though he was back off the three-point line a little bit, he has that limitless range. He saw the defender was coming out, so he made sure to pull it before the defender could get within that 10-foot range. So that way he'd be able to get off the highest percentage shot possible from the wing without having to worry about getting affected by a defender. As you can see, that game, again, we shot 12 of 18 for 3. Now, that's pretty good, but I'm hoping I can impress you guys a little more in that in these next couple games right here that I'm going to be showing. So, as you're going to see in these games, we're still going to have the top of the key threes, the wing threes, but you're going to be seeing a lot more corner threes. And in that last game, you saw Chaz shoot 7 of 10 from the wing for 3. In the first game, you saw Dom shoot 11 of 11 for 3 in the corner. So now let's show you guys some balanced all-around three-point action throughout the whole game. So as you can see right there, of course, I'm dragging the defenders and making them respect me. Kick it out to my boy Chaz. He knocks down that top of the key 3, taking his time on the shot, making sure that there's nobody within his vicinity, and of course he knocks it down. Right here I'm running around the pick, run a little pick and fade action with my boy Lions. He's running the Rudy Gay release and he knocks it down from top of the key. Now, another tip I can give you guys, and I saw some people trying to tell me that, you know, it was bullshit or that it was a lie. Nah, guys, I'm trying to tell you, maybe it is bullshit. I don't know. But all I can tell you guys is that if you have multiple players on your team using the same jump shot, you will not be as wet. If you guys want to knock down most of your threes like us, then you need to make sure that you're all using different jumpers. Like, you guys can believe it if you want to, but we're superstitious, and we've noticed that when we're using multiple jumpers that are the same, we don't knock down as many jumpers consistently. And you can see in this gameplay, I'm not cutting out many misses, guys. All right, you're gonna see the percentage at the very end. So let's break down the gameplay. So I'm gonna slow this possession way down because this isn't the type of possession you see happen too often. So as you can see, we're running our normal fast break. We kick it out to Dom in the corner, you know, just usual stuff. He might have been able to pull that shot, but he was recognizing that there was a man trailing. He pump faked, got the ball to me. Flawless, of course, continued with the normal fast break spacing, got to his corner. I made sure to get it to him. And of course, you already know he's going to knock down the 3. Now, the reason why that's so significant is because most players, if they were in Dom's position, you know, they're hot, they're knocking down most of their shots in the corner. They're not going to notice that guy trailing, or they're not going to take into account that even though he wasn't completely there, it would have made him miss. And when you miss, guys, you risk throwing your team out of rhythm and you risk losing a lot of momentum. And that's why we make sure to take the best possible shot every single time. Again, that possession, good ball movement. Flawless ends up getting it down into the paint area. The defense has to respect him. They bring the help D. He kicks it out to Chaz and we get the wide open shot. And that's why you guys need to make sure you're running a spaced out offense that is organized, where you know where your teammates are at, so that way you can always make the right pass, the right play, and you can knock down shots consistently. Like, as you can see on the break right there, even though Flawless is usually in that left corner, Derek knows that, you know, Flawless is a big. He's not going to be back on the break as quick as he is. So he knows to take that corner if it's not occupied. And that's why sometimes you'll see Derek over in that corner. Sometimes you'll see Flawless. Derek is Lions, by the way. Sorry, I'm used to calling him by his real life name. So Lions TW. Sometimes you'll see him in the corner. When he's over in the corner, it's because he's occupying that space, because Flawless wasn't able to be there either on the break or at the start of the possession. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering, again, you know, why these guys are so open. These are actually 1,000 point games that I'm showing you. The reason why they're so open is simply because if you look at the way I'm playing, a lot of times I'm either in the high 30s. This game I happen to have 11 points, so they were disrespecting me out the gate. But really, guys, what you're not seeing behind the scenes, which you'll see when I put out full gameplay, when I break down my team's offenses, I'm constantly taking it to the rack and forcing at least 2 to 3 guys to be on me to stop me around the rim. That's just the power you have when you're 6'7", and you're going to see that soon. But as you can see right here in the box score, the stats don't lie. I mean, anyone could go off at any given moment on this team in this offense. Derek 9 of 10 for 3, Dom 4 of 8, Flawless with the outside center 4 of 5 for 3, and Chaz with the 3 of 4 for 3. Overall, 20 of 28 for 3, 71%. You'd think that with that percentage, this is 2K15. And, you know, I'm not saying that other teams don't normally shoot this percentage, but most of the time teams aren't shooting 70% from 3. But I can honestly say that most of the time we are shooting 70+% from 3, at least in the 60s at the lowest. So now against the really competitive teams, the better teams in the game, we just simply don't take as many threes. If the shot's not there, we're not taking it. That's just as simple as that. Now, what the better teams will do is they'll concede the 2 all game, and we'll live with that. So those will be the games where I'll have more points than we will threes. So against teams that don't want to concede threes, we'll just have to take more 2s. But if they don't want to concede threes, I'm going to take those 2s all game until they start bringing help D, which will open up the threes. Even if you don't have a dominant inside guard going to the paint, that's completely fine. You don't need someone controlling the whole offense. You could have guys cutting, spreading the whole floor with 5. You could have a random dude cut on every possession, hit him in the paint, force either the help D to come, or he could just lay it in. You know, you could run cutters, run an inside out game throughout your whole team, because you'll see that a lot with this team. As you can see right there, Flawless got the ball in the cut on the inside. He kicked it out. We knocked down the 3 from the wing. And what you're going to notice is a lot of our 3s are also on the break. The break 3s are very key, and they require a lot of chemistry, guys, because you just need to know where your teammates are going to be at, and you have to trust your teammates. Because, I mean, look at that. Derek has, or Lions has, the layup right there. He pump fakes, knows Dom's going to be trailing to that corner. He kicks it out. We get the 3. But a lot of teams, they'll start catching on to that, and they'll start playing the corner 3, knowing that Dom's going to trail. So as you can see right there, instead, Dom filled the lane going to the paint. Derek took the left corner, and we knocked down the 3. So that 3 Dom just made was a vicinity shot. It was considered contested by 2K, but the fact that he has 2 hot rings, that he's got that 97 3 ball, Deadeye, and corner specialist, once you got those 2 hot rings, you can let loose a little bit, and you can take those tighter contested shots. Final couple tips for shooting 3s in the Pro-Am. First things first, make sure you're not taking too many dribbles before you shoot if you're an outside guard and you're trying to create. The more you dribble, the more dribble moves that you execute, the less chance you have of making the shot. If you dribble around all possession and then you get a wide open shot, the game will still give you an F and you'll probably miss. Right there, as you can see, when I led Flawless to the corner right there, he got that perfect catch and shoot animation that led him perfectly into the corner. Small tip right here, but what I did is I icon passed it with no left stick. So what I did is I brought up my icons, I hit RB, I knew he was LT because he's center. So I hit RB, let go of my left stick, hit LT, and that would be L2 on PS4. And what that does is it lets the game lead him for you. So that way it gives him a perfect lead animation right into the corner or wherever he's going. And that way he can just catch and shoot in stride. And it gives him a better chance to knock down the shot, especially since I have Dimer. And of course, the more players you have Dimer on your team, the chances of your guys making the shot even more higher, because Dimer does give you that shooting boost off an assist. So as you can see, that's the last Pro-Am game I'm going to show for today, guys, before the next video where I show off my offense. But we shot 17 of 23 for 3, absolutely insane. And for the game, we shot 43 of 53 from the field, 83%. Now getting into some 3-point tips for the park. First things first, guys, of course, take into account everything I've said throughout this video. All of that was very important when it comes to knocking down consistent threes in the park. Just in the park, you can let loose a little more and you can expect to knock down more shots. Just the main tip I can give you when it comes to knocking down threes off the dribble in the park, and this is the only reason why I showed park gameplay was for this one tip. Guys, if you notice in the stage or in more competitive games when guys are trying to knock down threes, they're missing a lot of threes because they're taking a lot of dribbles and they're trying very hard to get open. Remember this, guys, the more dribbles that you take in one possession with your guy, the more dribble moves that you pull off, all of those take into account to your shooting percentage. So therefore, if you're dribbling around the whole possession, finally you get wide open, you will probably get a D- to an F quality even if you're wide open, simply because 2K does not want players creating and dribbling around the whole possession this year to open up themselves for a shot. If you've taken too many dribbles, you pass it off to one of your teammates and let them do their thing. But with that being said, guys, this has been your boy Breeze. I'm signing out. I know this was a longer video, but there's just so many tips and there's just so much good gameplay that I had for this 3-point guide that I had to make sure to show all the gameplay. So even if I rambled on a little bit, even if, you know, I said some things that, you know, maybe were a little more obvious, I just wanted to make sure to get as much info and as much good gameplay out there, showing off me and my team knocking down a high percentage of threes as much as possible. So that way you guys could really see, you know, exactly how we go about knocking down so many threes. And, you know, I still have so much more gameplay, so many good games that I had to cut out. So, I mean, if you guys want to see more gameplay where I'm breaking down our offense, really showing you guys how we're opening up each other for these wide open threes all game long, make sure to leave a like on this video, show some support. With that being said, guys, this has been your boy Breeze. I'm signing out. If you haven't already subscribe to the channel. Lots of fire content coming out very soon. You best believe that, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace.